That one is going to the throat, going to the heart, but which doctor is good? You do the angiogram, then you have to sign the form. As soon as the angiogram, the doctors think they have to do the angioplasty, they have to do the operation, they have to bypass, you must sign beforehand. So during the operation, you're certainly not so good, then you have to do heart operation. So therefore, you want to see a doctor like that, you cannot just go to all the ordinary doctors. You have to go to hospital to find out this hospital, that hospital, that hospital. Which doctor is good for your heart surgery? You have to ask your friends, ask your doctor friends, ask your friends who have done bypass by the doctor. So, I want to do my bypass, you know what I find? I found out this doctor is Mahathir's personal doctor and do bypass for Mahathir. It's good. Mahathir don't go to anybody. So Mahathir can go to this doctor, I think it's quite trustworthy. So it's how it goes. So then we think, yeah, so, it's all right, yeah. So therefore, this is how to go now. You see, many Feng Shui masters in the world today, people jokes and say, even from a high-rise building, you throw a stone down, you might hit one master. Many masters in the world now. Everybody read two books, or somebody read 200 books, they become a master. Like medicine doctor, you must find a good one. Same thing, Feng Shui master, you must find a good one. But how do you know? Everybody has the same face and 2 eyes, 2 ears. He looks the same. He may be more handsome than the actor, but doesn't mean he is a good doctor for your Feng Shui. Alright? So, reputation is one thing. You find which Feng Shui master is good from the name, from the newspaper, from the talk, from among your friends talk about Feng Shui. Then again, the patient gets done for him. He has done this for him. You got the diabetic, which one is good for diabetic? You have heart trouble, which one is heart doctor? So therefore, you find out slowly one by one. Now again, then comes wrong. After that, you want to go operation for the heart. You have no confidence in that doctor, you can't do it well. You may scared to death. So you will see a Feng Shui master to bring the luck to you instead of giving you a lot of trouble. So you must have a confidence in the doctor, you must have confidence in the Feng Shui master. And then now come to that, this master, from where he learned, from which master he come from, and how many patients he has done. So therefore, one by one you must hear how it goes. So therefore, you see, the person, dignity, is he a good person or not? But you hear, oh, this master terrible, he charge you, overcharging, he do this, he do that. He even ask you to tear down the house, rebuild the house again. The kind of Feng Shui master, you have enough money to do according to what he says. You don't do what he says, you're scared. So therefore, the Feng Shui master can ask you to change the room, change position, or even tear down the house. So which master you must select properly. You must hear what he has done. Now again, come to reputation. You need a person, he's a good man. I heard one master says, you want to look for a successful Feng Shui master, you must see that this master has succeeded in his life. If this master is upside down, he always go for gambling, he always go to horse racing all the time. So he might overcharge you, he might no time to do Feng Shui properly. So therefore, his personal dignity, personal behavior, and his knowledge. So, many people talking about Feng Shui, you can find out what lineage he has from, what master he has learned from, which history he has done of the previous past of Feng Shui master successful story. So therefore, you find from friend, you find from relatives, you find among your doctor's friend also. You see, last time I was in Singapore, I had I have dislocation of my spine. So I see the doctor, my friend is a doctor. He said, Mr. Yap, go to the hospital. Nobody can do anything. I said, why? Why not operate and put the fourth spine? Make it right. Okay, no such thing, operation of the spine during my time. So I said, what to do? You must go to the hospital. I said, how long? Fast, you have to lie 3 years. If you're not fast enough, you have to lie for 5 years. I said, okay, I prepare to go to the hospital, live on the bed for 5 years, can I kill? No guarantee. So I said, no guarantee, then I look for Chinese martial art kung fu lah. So, Chinese doctor cannot kill you on this boat, such trouble. So I went down to Singapore, I go to around everywhere, I look for 10 masters. When I told him my back so pain and all that because I fall down from a high parallel bar. So I said, so after the 10 doctor, 10 Chinese doctor, who is a martial art master, later on become my master. After he said, I mean, he take nothing. So take the paper, the time my spine is so painful, I cannot tie my shoe. I cannot put down. I must walk straight. And when the bus is there, I have to walk slowly until the bus says, hey, 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 faster, I'm going. Then the bus will go away, I still walking. So, after that, this master gave me the first prescription of medicine. The first bowl I go in, I can tie my shoe already. I said, wow, this master is good. So, you must find. I find 10 doctors. So you don't find good master, find 10 master one by one before you choose them. So, not because of him, because he's charging you cheap or he's charging you expensive. Cheap or expensive depends on your luck. The master charges you very expensive, the kind of master, you find out what happened. The kind of master charges you very cheap, what can happen? I have a friend, very good feng shui master. The graveyard can be $1 million, $2 million graveyard, he only charges $2. I said, hey, he only $2. Because I promised my master taught me I can only charge $2. Until now, he still charges $2. Until now, you can ask him to see feng shui, he said, no. Why? $2 not enough to buy my petrol. So we'll see for you. Very, very close friend, then he see for you. Because he cannot accept more, he only accept $2. But he's so good that everybody wants him. That he has to run away to hide. Because $2 he cannot tahan. So therefore come to it, you see. Now you see, that's first thing, the word of mouth you can find, which feng shui master is good, and then the reputation, and his technique, his past record, which building he has done, which housing estate he has done, which house he has done. He has done your friend's house from nothing, now he become your friend, become millionaire. Then you say, this master, he can make my friend from nothing to millionaire. I follow him now. You cannot get 1 million, you get $500,000 enough. So therefore, the feng shui master, many type of them. But the lineage is important because this record, past record, does the same thing. A graduate from Harvard, a graduate from ordinary university, two different things. Then say it is at Harvard, let's say Harvard graduation, maybe it's very good from the subject, from the way of his doing. So therefore, protocol again. What has he done? Which house has he done? Which building has he done? So therefore, this is how you go in to see a master. So the most important, I would advise to the friend, to the feng shui master, please be a guilty conscious. Many feng shui masters do the wrong thing and hurt people. Everybody knows young feng shui hurt the family of this generation. In feng shui hurt 5 generations. If you do the wrong feng shui for the in feng shui, then 5 generations, how many hundred people suffer? So if you are the master, you must do it right with all the confidence, with all the knowledge, with sincerity. Not because I expect him to give me a big ang pao. You want to accept to do it, you must do it properly, sincerely. So the dignity of the person to become a Feng Shui master is very important. He has bad reputation, bad behavior, bad things to you. You better go be careful. Because today ask you to change the room, tomorrow ask you to change the table, they don't ask you the fishing pond, another thing, you put a statue here, you buy here, buy there. So keep on, then every year you have to follow him. That's terrible. So the protocol, ask a friend, ask a record, yeah. And your portfolio is important. Alright? So we call it, we Chinese call it Yong Sheng. Yong Sheng. The Yong Sheng means you do your duty conscious. You do this for your friend, do this Feng Shui for your client. You must think, should I do it for myself like that? You say, I cannot do that. Then do it. Don't do it. Your thing, you dare not do your thing in the house. Don't do for your client. You dare to tell the client, this is good for you. Are you there to do it yourself? You put in a pond there, you go bankrupt. How can you put a pond there for him to go bankrupt? So if you dare not do yourself, you dare not go into it, no experience in it. Please not try to testing. Feng Shui is not for testing only. You can play badminton, testing never mind. Play ball with that. But Feng Shui testing, you're taking his life for the fun. So therefore, how to get a good master? Go for record, go for his past history, go for his knowledge, go for his technique. Okay? So now again, patience, skill, the heart for the client, and I know. You hear from a friend, hear from a patient, from a student. Then your client need a situation, what happened, this friend of mine, this friend, this kind of yours, this house, already sickness, everybody gets sick. Then this master come and do it, everybody became healthy. He's very poor, nothing succeed in the business. After Feng Shui master do it for him, he succeed in business. Then if you get a past record of the Feng Shui master, he look for him. Then before engage him, talk to the master. I have this problem, what can I do? So you're a good master, he explain to you, well, you can do this. Don't just simply plunge your head into the sand and just like, he's good, not enough. So therefore, be careful with that. So the dignity of the master too is important. Not just because you want to earn some more money, he's just simply telling all the wrong things. Alright? So, and again, you must watch out. Some Feng Shui master, he will ask you to do this, do that, and then say, I recommend to you, he's with the contractor, can do this, because the contractor is his own brother. So I ask you to tear down the house, make it, and they'll charge you all the time. He will ask you this money, that money. Before the work completed, he already overdrawn the contract price already. So therefore, some contractor is attached to the Feng Shui master. So you must be careful. The master wants you to change, wants you to spend the money, because he wants his brother to make extra money. Alright? That's my explanation. Okay? Yeah? So the person, the heart, sincerity is there. No cheating. You must be ready with a heart to help the people, and then what kind of skill you are having, go ahead what you can do. So I want to ask you all, since you're all here, you're interested in I Ching, you're interested in Feng Shui, you're interested in Chinese philosophy, please get good master to teach you. Please attend seminar all the time. You can hear all the people say, what about the Feng Shui, what about the philosophy of Chinese personnel. Okay? I always attend seminar too. Even master not so good, I listen. Good master, I listen more. That's right. So therefore, please come here to listen to the story. Every master has a story, good story to tell you. Right? Any question for me? Yeah. All right.
Alright, so we've just heard about the person aspect, how a person should handle themselves as from a Feng Shui master's, how to see this person as a Feng Shui master in a personal behavior point of view. What I'm going to do now is handle the technical skills side. So, well, very frankly, I don't have the years of experience to explain the person side which Grandmaster Yap did. I'm still learning that myself. But the technical skills, I hope that I can share some of my expectations here from because we teach, this is what we also expect from our students. So from the this is, okay, it will look a little bit weird because I'm reading my speaker's notes off here and it's not connected to there, so I'm running low. Alright, first thing is from the technical knowledge, everyone should have these three basic skills. One is theoretical knowledge, the other is applied knowledge, and the third is process. Let's look at what is theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge is basically your foundation aspects. At least you know, everyone who learns Feng Shui must at least know the basis of where it comes from. It came through the Bakwa, Xian Tian, Ho Tian, early heaven, later heaven, the He Tu, Luo Shu. All this is a basis of Feng Shui. And if the master doesn't even have this foundational aspect, then the learning is flawed. He cannot have the understanding of the theory. He can do the application side. He becomes a pure engineer, but he doesn't understand, he cannot do the finer details. He cannot take it apart, put it back together again. So what I'm saying is that if you don't understand the foundation, then you become just a robot. You follow it by rote. My master taught me to do it this way, I will follow exactly. New situation comes, oops, I don't know what's happening. So the foundation is very important to understand. Then the next thing we have is different methodologies. With different methodologies, what we are talking about is, okay, we are now currently, the Feng Shui world is also still separated into its different different schools. San He, San Yuan, Xuan Gong, whatever. And some are critical of others. But the thing I always ask myself and I always challenge my students is, how can you be critical of anything if you don't understand it? How can I say that person is wrong if just because he is different? He's not necessarily wrong. He may have a body of knowledge that you do not know, and he may be more correct than you. So unless you understand the other person's method, then only are you in a position to criticize. But on the other hand, rather than criticize, why don't you cherry pick the best? I personally know Xuan Gong, San Yuan, San He. I try, depending, and to me right now, there is no different schools. Feng Shui is Feng Shui. The different schools, to me, is just different methodologies for different purposes. I'll give you a tip. A lot of people concentrate on San Yuan, Sun Gong facing. Nothing wrong with that. I personally, I use it, I like it. It's good for fast results. But for longer term results, it may not be enough. Because it changes. Sun Gong facing is always about timing. Every year, every period, every yun, da yun, all that. So once that's over, what do? You have to change. Right? Whereas other systems may look at something much longer. So it depends on what you want. Do you want something that will last 20 years? Do you want something that will last 60 years? Do you want something that will last only 5 years? All this is also part of the applications. Then when we talk about historical, sociological, and cultural roots, this is part of understanding Feng Shui. So if you don't understand the Chinese history at that point in time when this system developed, your understanding of this theory may not be sufficient. Alright, so just give you a point. This is where I myself have a lot of trouble because I'm not a Chinese scholar and I have to start learning Chinese history, which drives me crazy. But it is something that needs to be done. And the third thing is strengths and weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses means basically strengths and weakness of each theory, each knowledge, and of yourself. You know where you're good, where you're not good. Learn to improve or don't push your luck. Then we have is applied knowledge. Now you have the technical skills. I have all my theory. I have the, how should I say, I have the, I know everything there is to know from the book, but how do I use it? This is where applied knowledge comes in. And of course, the only way you can do it is get experience. But if you have a lineage guidance from the master, you have the benefit of giving shortcuts. Your master can tell you, okay, in certain things, look, you don't do it that way, it's not the best way of doing it, you can do it this way. This is what we call tips. But again, you have to recognize when this is applicable. Not every situation is the same. I have one row of houses all facing north. I cannot duplicate my feng shui application for each and every one of these, say, 10 houses. It cannot be, you have to take each as a separate situation. And that's where experience and the guidance from the master comes in. The other thing, of course, is case studies. You have to take all these 10 as separate case studies, analyze them, break them up, put them, and then relook into the results. That's what I call research and trial and error. Okay, so some things may not work so well now. Who should you test it on until you get it right? Don't test it on your clients, test it on yourself. You live to talk about it, you got it right. Okay? Because sometimes, I mean, very frankly, feng shui can kill a person. I've seen things that I'm very shocked at, and I really don't like to, this is not something I like to take chances with. I call it kiasu. So, but when you're playing with people's life, it is a very serious matter. So when talking trial and error, I do it on myself first. I do this, I did. Okay, I put the water here. Does it work? I analyze the effects. So it's very scientific. You form the hypothesis, you test it with empirical evidence, and then if that empirical evidence supports your hypothesis, it becomes a working theory. If it does not, then throw it out, do it again. That's why we call it research and trial and error. And the next thing is, you know all this, but you must have a process. When you go out to audit a client, what are you gonna do? You can't. You must have a system in place. This is your working methodology. First thing is your diagnostic. Again, very much, we are like doctors. First thing you diagnose what's the problem. The patient may not know what's the problem. He just knows he's not feeling well. The doctor gets a patient. I'm not well, I feel run down, I have a headache. Oh, okay, so you as the doctor, you have to find out what's wrong. So this is the diagnostic aspect. As the feng shui master, we go to the house. We should be able to see, hey, okay, this is what's wrong, Am I correct? Yes, okay, great. Then from that, if you know what's wrong, then you know how to treat. You don't know what's wrong, you cannot treat. So if I know where I'm right, I said, okay, currently I look at this situation, your son may not be very filial, he's always arguing with you, he doesn't want to study, he always goes out late, 16 years old, goes out late, comes back at 3 o'clock. Am I correct? If the answer is yes, then you know you're on the right track. Then there is something wrong that you need to treat. Once you treat it, you need to monitor. You don't just walk away. You gotta find out what else is happening. So, it may be that two things may have happened. Number one, the client may not have followed your instructions to the letter. Number two, something else has changed in the house that has offset the benefits of your treatment. So you still have to monitor. So you got to call up the client or get the client to call you back in about a month's time. How's everything? Okay, the son is better, but okay. All this is part of the monitoring. Then the tweaking. All right, so what has changed? What has changed is, oh, okay, you followed my instructions in the son's room, but why did you put this dig a hole in this garden to plant this mango tree? Because so happened to dig it in the 5 yellow of this year. So there will be something affecting. So that's all what we call tweaking. And then what we call planned response is sometimes we have to shortcut this process. We have to think, idiot-proof it, in a sense. We as the practitioner must say, okay, by the way, don't do this, don't do that, so that you prevent all these negative aspects from happening in the first place. Does everyone get me so far? Am I going too fast? Alright? So this is what we call the process flow. When you're monitoring, when tweaking, when response, all this in the old days, it was handled in a very simple manner. You invite the master to your house, he lives under your roof, he eats your rice, and every day he is monitoring your job. So you engage a Feng Shui master, say in 200-300 years ago, you invite the master to your house, 师父请来, right? Then he will stay in your house. Then okay, well, you discuss what's happening. I'm building my great-grandfather's tomb. Okay, then you go and search for the place. Or I'm building a new hall, ancestral hall. Okay, then you sit down and think. So he will be with you every day until the job is finished. He will be there to see the foundation stones are laid. He'll be there to see the base pillars laid. He'll be there to see the doors go up. He'll be there to check the cornices, the design. Is this measurement correct? Is this angle correct? Is this height correct? This one should be 2 steps, not 3 steps. This should be 4 steps, not 2 steps, whatever. All this, he is there on site, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. So when he do that, he's always here. He's always listening. But now in the modern day and age, very frank, no one does that, right? And whether anyone can afford to still engage a master to that aspect, I don't know. Whether the master chooses to do that as well, I don't know. I know one thing is, my wife's gonna kill me when I'm gonna stay in the client's house for a year. Right? My children will say, who is that when I come back? So it's not something I want as well. So we make do. Modern situation requires modern intervention. So we will work differently. Alright, let's think of an example. You heard all this. You know theory, you know the applied knowledge. Why don't I take you through what I do? As a little example. Then at least you understand a little bit better, because sometimes it's all just words on slide. Very dry. So when we talk about the diagnostic, we look about the macro analysis. We look at terrain, we look at micro time dimension, we look at the micro terrain structure individuals. And actually, I feel that I met a lot of people out there who have, a lot of people forget the exterior, or they only sometimes just limit themselves to the property. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but again, if you do that, you're not seeing the forest for the trees. If you have I may have a 15,000 square feet piece of land with a nice house on it, and if you only look within the 15,000, it's good. But what about that hill 300 meters away? Have you taken the impact on that? Have you taken the impact of that small 3-foot stream about 200 meters away, which you can still see? All these things are what we call the external macro terrain. And that's why I said, sorry, wrong syncing. So I have that one on my screen, but not that. Okay. So that time dimension is, when will all this affect you? Right? What we want to know is this house going to be good for how long? Sometimes it's going to be like that. So you have to also sometimes ask the client, how long do you intend to stay here? 10 years? 5 years? I have clients that says, no, this is just a stepping stone. I'm going to stay here only maximum 3 years, then I'm going to have another house and another part. So okay, fine, as long as in this 3 years everything is great, no worries. So this is where timing comes in. Then when we talk about micro-analysis, is the terrain of the land inside our property. And the structure will be the building itself, the individuals, who is going to use it, how you're going to use it, and again, timing aspect. So, okay, when we talk about, also the other thing is climate and season. When we talk about time, it's also about what we call, part of it is climates and seasons. A lot of, like myself, I live in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So it's a very tropical country. Only thing we have is rain or no rain. But if I'm doing a consultation, say, in a temperate country, I have to take the climate and seasons into my calculations. And of course, from Feng Shui is astrological events, okay? So let's have a look. First thing is natural terrain. Where? This is the Long Man. The Long Shui is where? You have to look for it. So, okay, the dragon flows here. So this place is flat. There may be something in here that may be worthwhile to look at. So this is, even if you are here, okay, what is the impact? I have this flowing into this area. I have this river here. I most probably have a stream running through there at the very least. So if I'm here, I have to note that there are all these factors that need to be taken into account. So this is where we start to look at the macro aspect. It's not, sometimes a lot of people get very amazed. I look at the terrain and I say, hey, there should be a stream down there, am I correct? Then they say, yeah, it's correct. How do you know? It's no secret. It's not magic. It's just understanding the geography of the place. Right? I have encountered a client who tried to test me, and I told him, look, there's a stream flowing into a pond behind that hill. He said, wow, okay. I had a Taiwanese master who told me the same thing. I said, okay, fine. I tell you how I found out. This is the river, this is the mountain, it's like this. There must always be a water course here. And that one comes in, so it flows over there. I see the flat area as a pond. How did the Taiwanese master explain to you? Oh, the Taiwanese master just used the law, and say the law tells me. I don't think so lah. But it keeps that sense of mystique to Feng Shui, which I don't really encourage. That's my personal view anyway. Alright. Okay, next thing is climate and seasons. When you look at a river, you look, wow, a lot of water. Okay, a few stones can be handled. What you've forgotten is this is during the spring thaw. In summer, it's like that. Then there are more stones. Then rocky rivers have different impacts. Lower waters have different impact. So all this is part of the being able to understand the climate and seasons and the impact on the terrain and therefore the Feng Shui. So you don't just need to be good in geography, you need to be a you understand the climate of each individual countries as you go to. So when I go to a country, sometimes I do a lot of research. Right? I found that I need to do that. How the wind blows, what sort of seasons it has, what of the rainfall, so that when we do water, we're going to do a pond outside. No point in doing it when they only have maybe 1 month of the year when it's not freezing. Right? It is in Norway. And then, okay, maybe the pond may not be the best solution because you put a pond there with the fish won't survive. You'll be happy for 1 month. The other 11 months is freezing. 3 months is in solid ice. The fish is not going to be very happy with that. Bad for karma to kill fish anyway. And of course you have astrological astronomical events. As you know, we are controlled by the Tai Sui, the Sui Po. The Tai Sui actually controls the Sui Po, the Sansa. The Wu Huang also comes from the Great Dipper. Then there's a lot of other asteroids. Then if you're using the 28岁, up 28宿, the 28 constellations, then you need to take all this into account. This one actually, I understand Derek Walters has done a lot of research in this area, which I'd like to go into, but at this point in time, I've yet to know enough about this from my personal point. And okay, so when we look at macro analysis, we have this, okay, it's not very clear. This is a mountain area, there is a river flowing through there. So first thing is, where is the land? Am I choosing it, or am I being handed the land? So in this case, I'm being handed the land in the sense that the client has already purchased it. The land is there. So this is the river flowing through. Right, there's a dragon coming in, and there's a river. So dragon up, stop at the river, right? So what they said in the old days, they say the dragon stopped to drink water. That's what it means. The dragon will stop at the river. So this area here is what we'll be looking at. Yes?
I think if you lower the lights to your illustration, clear.
Right, thank you. That's a good suggestion. Can we lower the lights a bit, because it's really a bit faded there. Is that better, Derek?
Still it is.
I'm not sure if it is possible, so that's the best we can do? It's coming up slowly, okay. Right, so anyway, this is a topographical map overlaid with the satellite imaging. So I pulled this off Google. It is a help. I think in the previous year I explained that we cannot depend only on the Google Maps satellite imaging, but it is a good tool to start with. Okay, that's much better. Is it much clearer now? Okay, so from here we can see the topographical lines. This is going down there. When we overlay it with the satellite imaging, then we see the 3D contrasting coming in. Okay, so this is the land there. So when we look at it, oh, sorry. Okay, so, alright, so when we look at it, I missed that one. We find that there is an incoming dragon today from the Kun mountain peaks at Bingshen, Qian, and Xia. So from this already, it tells me certain things. It tells me that this place has to face, we're limited in its facing, right? And there's certain timing aspects to it. So this one from here, I can tell that it's good in the years of 2011, 2016, 2014 and 2016. But it's not so good in 2018 and 2019, worst being 2019. So all this is the timing aspect coming in. Then once we have analyzed this, then we go back to the client and say, okay, look, 2011, 12 building the house, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You have 6 years of good luck. Is it enough? Before you have to do something else to change. I'm not saying it's no good in 2019, but we need to tweak it at that point in time. And he's okay, he's happy. So okay, fine. So that's already the start. And then that's the mountain side. Then we look at the water side, the water coming in from there, going out there, all that. So we have the water coming in, the water going out, using some of the Sun-Hertz principles, even some of the Swan principles. This gives us a different picture. This gives us, again, ties in back with the timing aspect. Is it coming in the 8 Yun or 9 Yun? If it's coming in the 9 period, then okay, we are covered for the next 20 years as well. Then what are you doing with the rest of it? All this we have to take care of. And in this case, this water is very interesting because it overcomes the shortcoming of the mountain. In the earlier slide, we had mountain being no good in 2019 due to the position of the Qian mountain. Alright? The Qian mountain down there has a timing aspect to it. But the water overcomes that. So in fact, with the water is supposed to be very good in the year 2019. So I'm very happy with this because it fills up some of the shortcomings of the site. Right? Now that's the macro aspect, so we have really got a picture of what's happening. And then now, next thing is we look at the micro terrain. Okay, this is the plot. This is the plot size. It's odd size. Most people will say, okay, fine, forget it. It's no good, it's not square. I beg to differ. It depends how you utilize it as well. It also looks at whether we are used to an enclosed square. But if it's open, where are your boundaries? If there is no fence, is your plot square or shapeless? I say it's no shape. So this is in our minds, on the map. And this is the proposed house, which is the layout of the building. This comes under structure. Okay, so all this is where we start to look at it. Then we have to consider the matching of the person, right? The matching of the individuals. Can they utilize this house? Then we find that yes, it is good. But we can find that this is a Zai Li house, and man is Li Gua, so there is a fit there. The fit is not just within Bancai itself, it's also in Suen Gong there is a fit to the house. In the Zhi Bai Zue, there's also a fit to the house. So a lot of people get confused. They think only Bancai looks at the fit to the house. Every system looks at the fit to the house. And also you cannot have someone born in the year of the snake and the tiger. And this house is especially lucky because it's Shen Qi, and now is the Mu Yun. That's more from the Zhi Bai Zue. Okay? So at the end of it is, I decided that this house should 坐北向人, and this house, this is the effects. This is my expected effects, this is the expected potential, and this is how I must tweak the structure so that we can benefit this way. Alright, so with that, it's a very, very brief run through of the process. But I hope that this gives you an idea of the technical competency that's expected, what is being looked at, as well as the process flow that's gone into this. Right, thank you very much. Any questions?